So what's up, guys? We
Okay.
are the Anime Antagonists because we are definitely not doing this community any favors. And today I have with me.
Hello, what's up? I am Dan, and I will just watch anime for fun.
Yeah, I'm Gabe, and I'm eating Pringles.
So we got
Yeah.
fun
Brother.
Pringle guy here.
Cheddar cheese.
I see.
So as a first topic for this podcast, I thought SAO would be a perfect topic to talk about. So
It was like the
before
only
we
thing
even
to talk
start,
about. I don't know what else
The
we're talking
only
about.
thing, only controversial.
it is
It's the
pretty
only thing I can rant
controversial.
about for like hours on. The only
Right,
anime
whole
I can rant about.
thesis.
Yeah, I could write a whole like argumentative essay about this show. It would be a total nonsense, but it will still be like, it'll be like okay. But it's just gonna be like what everyone else has already said, just
Yeah,
like
pretty
over
much.
exaggerated though.
But what are your thoughts? Like, are you an advocate for SAO? Do you love SAO? Because I personally think it's total shit.
I
Love
hate
to
it so much that I love it. It's a weird. I wouldn't say love hate. I guess it is love hate, but I wouldn't say like it's exactly that kind of relationship. Because like I really liked it back then, but then like it just kind of like it's just not the best. Like you can like it, but it's just not the best show. You have to like you're not trash if you like admit that it's trash. You know, like you can have that opinion, but it's not a trash opinion. But it's a trash opinion if you actually like think the show. Like
See,
it's just straight amazing. Like there's like it's just a masterpiece because it's definitely not.
Mm.
I really enjoyed SAO like when I was younger, you know? Like, and when I mean younger, I mean like at like before I even knew what anime was. Like I was just on Crunchyroll or I was on YouTube or something. I was like, yo, what the heck is this? There's swords, it's a cartoon. I want to watch this. I watched it. I was like, yo, this is my shit. I loved it until like season 2. And then there was like the 3-year gap, and I was like, hey, there's other anime. I'm gonna watch that. Now I compare other anime to this one. I'm like, dude, this was actually pretty trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Daniel and I would watch the show and like we watched it in middle school. Like that was when it was in its prime. We would watch it weekly as well. We would every weekend we would like watch it, not together, but you know we'd be watching it at the same time.
Watch it
and then we were always like, oh, it's so good. Even E-Man was there too.
Yeah, I remember we watched it too.
Yeah, but that's like middle school.
Yeah.
So.
That was around the same time I was watching SAO too. And like that's how me and my first actual best friend bonded was over anime and over SAO. And now that I think back about it, like it was so cringy. I was like, yo, Kirito is like so cool. He's got 2 swords now? Dude, that's crazy, man.
Not only that, but he's got hella girls.
Yeah, he's like drowning in pussy. It's great.
Exactly. Who wouldn't want to be Kirito as a 12-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's why I think any normal person like who grows up watching anime, they really like Sword Art Online. But then as it like nowadays, if you watch anything other than just like mainstream stuff, like at this point, if you watch SEO like during the beginning of like your anime watching, then like you've developed a taste so far, you have to admit that Sword Art Online just like falls behind everything that you've watched. Like if you've watched like the better stuff. Right?
That is true, but like there are some hardcore fans of SAO, like you know, like your friend Gabe.
Oh, we know.
We know. Yeah, you have a friend at Rutgers. I don't know if he's either so passionate about it that it's serious, or he's just taking the piss.
Can't even tell.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's the thing with Sword Art Online. You can't tell if someone actually likes it if it's a joke.
That was actually me though. Like I could kind of relate. And that was like after season 2, right? Because even though there was like that whole rape thing or kind of and I was like, dude, it's still pretty cool. Kirito's still a badass, you know? It's still like super overpowered. And then it came to the arc where it was just all about Asuna and like whatever that one chick that died was. I thought that was pretty boring. Yuki. Like I started to lose interest.
Well, the thing with what you're saying there, right? A lot of people said that arc is like the better part of Sword Art Online.
Seriously,
like
that was my falling off point, honestly.
No, not Yuki. It was like because like Asuna actually gets to do shit for once. So it's not all about. It's not like solely about Kirito. So the show actually like
She
tried
gets her
something
own
new.
arc. Yeah.
Like you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
until the
Like,
end where it
everything-
was about Kirito and he came to save the day.
Okay, yeah, but you have to admit, at least they did. The show tried to do something and like develop a character other than Kirito. If you can even call developing Kirito a thing, because like it has not.
Mm.
The most development that Kirito's gotten was in the first season, like episode like 3 or something, when his like first guild died. That was the
Yeah.
only time he ever got any sort of development. The only time he
Bro.
actually felt emotion, and after that, he was just like, and now he's like Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's it. So,
Bro, I forgot he even had a first guild.
yeah, because they died.
Yeah, exactly.
They were introduced and immediately died, and the only one you're supposed to
Yeah,
care about is
sucks.
that Sachi girl.
Oh
That's
yeah,
probably
yeah,
honestly
yeah.
like
They're the only
one
one who care.
exactly. Yeah.
of essence. Like not them dying, but like it was so emotional, you know? Like at least to me it was at that time.
I think everything there was like everything, all the emotion was packed into the first season because like I feel like everything after just like lacks sort of like
Yeah.
Mm.
depth or anything. Like there's no stakes at all like in any of the season. I mean, I get that the GGO arc kind of had stakes. But there's not. You don't really care what happens. That's the thing with Sword Art Online. You know,
Yeah.
like after the first half of the first season, like no one's gonna die. No one's losing anything.
Yeah, you
Right.
know
They-
Kyoto is just gonna keep just fucking
Yeah,
slaying.
exactly. Yeah, it is, especially since it is an anime, you know that like the good guys are gonna win because it's a shonen, right? But like on
Yeah.
top of that, like even if there's no like, oh, what if they don't win? Well, who gives a shit? Because if they don't win, nothing bad's gonna happen anyway. Like unlike the first season where like, oh shit, someone's gonna die. All right, but now like especially in Alicization, the only stakes they have are like, oh, my account could get deleted. Like,
Well,
oh no,
I
like,
think
no
there
one's gonna
are
die.
kind of stakes with
Yeah.
Alicization. Like if they get the AI, then I don't know, America's gonna nuke everyone, right? Or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Who
there was
cares?
a military
That's
aspect.
just
to that.
Japanese propaganda. Get out of here.
Damn.
I think the only other
Oh,
stake
okay,
was
yeah.
that Kirito could actually have died or like have been brain dead, you know, because he was kind of in a coma technically.
Yeah, but that just still didn't happen. Like the thing is, they technically
know they-
lost. At the end of Alicization, technically lost because like you know they didn't leave the world when they were supposed to, right? Kirito self-sacrificed himself, but that
Yeah.
self-sacrifice didn't do anything. He literally, it was like they made a whole big deal about him not getting out of that world because he was gonna like you know just become brain dead, but he didn't because he's Kirito.
Of course, of course.
I mean, before we even
So,
get to
yeah.
that part of Alicization, let's go over
Yeah,
to
we're going off script so
Oh.
hard.
what What-
Read off our script right
what are
here.
your thoughts of GGO, because I think GGO was like just absolutely stupid. Like the first few episodes, especially where Kirito enters with a female like account, right? I was like, why? Why did they just decide to rule 63 him? Like, what was the point? It was just fan service.
Service. Exactly. That was
Pure
the
fan
point.
service.
The only point. And also so they could do that funny scene where Sinon's like,
Yeah, we gotta get that.
you're a fucking dude.
I honestly thought that was like cringy as heck.
I don't know. I don't know. The whole arc was kind of like, this is the thing with a lot of sort of online arcs. They just kind of like happen. They don't really like need to happen, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like at least it was kind of connected to the original SAO season, but like if you think about it, like what did we get out of the whole arc? We just got we got Sinon, which is
yeah,
cool.
we got Shino.
But then after that,
Best girl.
but then she's just added to like the backdrop
harem.
of just like 2D the harem, the 2D characters, not even 2-dimensional, bro. They're like 1-dimensional. Like yeah. So I guess that's what happened from GGO. I mean, I guess it was cool they have guns and stuff, but like then again, that's fan service as well. That's the thing with Sword Online. A lot of it's really flashy and it looks really cool. You can't really get anything out of like story substance. Everything just kind of like looks cool.
The cool thing about
So it's really
guns is
flashy.
that you get to fire them, right? But with Kirito,
Yeah, no. He
Of
gets
course,
to use a
Kirito,
sword.
Of course.
He gets a sword, so he's cool now. He's edgy.
Daniel,
And also like
did-
the
did-
fact that he's still a girl is really off-putting. I don't know why. It's annoying. Like, bro,
yeah, I
change your
thought it was
character
pretty
model or
annoying too.
something. Like, why do
Yeah.
you have to look like a girl all the time?
Daniel, did you have something you wanted to say about Xenon?
Yes, I would like to go on a short
Yes, tell me everything you love
fanboying
about
moment.
Xenon.
She is probably, I think she was probably one of my first middle school crushes.
Yeah, she
Anime
was your Steam
video.
profile picture. I
Yes.
remember.
Oh, she was everything, bro. When she came out in that show, bro, oh my god, that sniper rifle and shit, that was my shit. That was my type of girl.
Oh, I love snipers. Was that your main
Oh,
class in
yeah.
TF2? Was that why?
No,
Did you make sniper in TF2?
I hated being a sniper in TF2 though. I get instantly killed right away because I'm horrible, but just the idea of, the anime
Sniper
waifu
girl.
being a sniper, yes.
Are there any other
so
better
it's like
anime
the sniper
waifu snipers
aspect.
out there? What other
Yes,
sniper
sniper
waifus are
aspect.
there? There's gotta be more, right?
Len,
I can't think of any
Ellen,
off the top.
Len from like Gun Gale Online Alternative.
Okay,
You guys
I
see
didn't watch
that?
that. So
I didn't watch that either.
Dude, it
no,
was
perfect
Heard of
segue.
it.
Let's go, Peter.
Huh?
Segue.
So speaking
Perfect
of Gun Gale
segue,
Alternative,
To the
dude,
next
that
topic.
show was good, man. Honestly,
Was it?
it was pretty good, and it
Wait,
was
how
the
many-
first time I
how many
realized
eps?
that SAO, all it has to do to be good is to get rid of Kirito and Asuna. Basically,
Damn.
Yeah.
so like you guys haven't seen GGO Alternative yet, right? So
No, I haven't. It's
No.
on Netflix, but
it's a
how many
completely
episodes is
different
it?
show. It's basically the same show,
actually?
same art style, same world, right? But it's just a spin-off
Yeah.
show that focuses on Len. I don't think Kirito and Asuna make an appearance at all. I think the only SEO appearance was Shinon. And I think that was before
Hey.
she met Kirito. And with Gun Gale Online,
Yeah.
like I don't know, there was actually story development. Like I didn't care about like death or anything. It was just another isekai trying to be an isekai, and without the SAO aspects and like the background, we got character development from the character Len. Like I kind of a lolly. Like she was and I was kind of off put by that. I was like, yo, I better not be watching this. The police gonna be like knocking on my door any second now or something. But I don't know, man. It was pretty good. Like you
I
said,
think.
guns are pretty flashy, and that really exemplified how flashy guns could be.
All right. So what you said right there, right? I think that's like the perfect example of what I always think about the show, right? The show's got like the perfect setting, the perfect like character design, and like just like overall like just like visuals, right? But then you add the crappy storytelling on top of that, and it just like drops the score of the anime like down like 5 points, right? Because then there's nothing to really care about, right? But if you said GGO's on alternative is good because they took out all the crappy story elements that we've developed up to the point, right? And it's just like a separate story. And is that so? You said that story's like actually good.
Yeah,
The
well,
characters
it's
are actually well written.
compared to SAO.
Okay, yeah, actual characters, right? That's what you're trying to tell me. Like the characters aren't just like
Yeah, there's
like
actually
boring.
somewhat of a development, and you see like the character being built up as a well, I don't know as a person, but like just in general, there is some development there.
Yeah, that's what Sword Art Online just at all. So
just doesn't do. My name is Kirito. I'm a badass ever since season 1. Just keep me as a badass.
Yeah. No, okay, you got to look at more than just Kirito, right? Look at Silica and Lisbeth, right? Why the fuck are they still there?
That is so true.
They had one episode dedicated them in the first season, and then they're just like there now.
Yeah.
At least with like Sinon and like Lifa, they have like a whole arc dedicated to their whole like character, but like they literally had an episode and now they're just there. Like, how are they even friends with each other when they like the only reason they're friends because they know Kirito? It's just like
you know what it is. It's for the 3 fans in the world that still love them. It's basically
who watched the episode. They revived a dragon and thought, yeah, Silica's the highlight of the episode, not the part where Kirito like 1v6'd and murdered a girl. No, the highlight of that episode to me was when the fucking lolly girl gets hung upside down by the plant.
With that fan service,
Yeah, with the fan service. Like, no.
Getting points.
Oh yeah, she was like naked too in the episode.
Was
like,
she?
Was she?
They were okay. Kirito and Silico, they were they stayed in like an inn, and there's like a scene where she's like just in her like underwear.
I might have to.
Like, yeah, okay, Ariel, bring it up.
I might have to.
I don't remember. We got researcher Dan over here just to confirm things for us.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's just fan service. Once again, fan service.
But yeah, like Gun Gale Online Alternative was pretty good. And you know what else was pretty good? Genshin Impact, not sponsored. So Ordinal Scale.
3 more Primo Gems.
Ordinal Scale was pretty hyped up.
What the?
Like,
Yeah.
like I was. This was the moment where like a lot of people were ranting about SAO, and they were like, "Yo, this show is shit." And they've been ranting for like 3+ years, 5+, whatever, ever since Gun Gale Online, or like even before then, like season 2. And then all of a sudden in the community, I'm like, "Whoa, people are talking about SAO and this movie," and they're like, "It's actually pretty good." And when I was watching it with you guys, I was like, "Yeah, this is like pretty much above SAO standards." Compared to other movies and other movie standards, I'm like, it's whatever. It's kind of average.
There, but
Mhm.
it's but like for like a movie that is like, follows the story of Sword Art Online, what they do with it is pretty good. Because like once again, like Sword Art Online has always done a pretty good job of linking itself back. Like so the title of the show is called Sword Art Online. They don't even play that game anymore, right?
It's just
So like at least they do not like, I wouldn't even say like a good job. At least they like try to link the like all the current like story threads to the original Sword Art Online, right? At least they're trying it. I mean, they don't flesh it out enough. I feel like it's just kind of like a mentioned thing, like Akihiko. So like at least they try to do that, right?
Yeah,
so I think Ordinal Scale does a pretty good job of like, I think like Ordinal Scale is Sword Art Online. Like it is like what the show started from. Because all of the plot points that are in that movie, they all stem from the original Sword Art Online, and they stem like it's a strong connection too. It's not just like what's a good example? Just like the second half of the first season, where it's just like, oh, the person who kidnapped Asuna is like the leader of this like the owner of a company that took over the Sword Art Online servers. Like that just seems like kind of just like a half-baked reason to just shove Sword Art Online's like the original plot into like what is happening in that moment. But like, it doesn't feel forced in Ordinal Scale is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So like sometimes I think of Ordinal Scale as kind of the opposite of what the original SAO was trying to do. So like with SAO, it was the basic isekai kind of thing. You bring people of the real world into a virtual world to play in. Well, for Ordinal Scale, you brought the virtual world of SAO into the real world. So it was kind of like bring the isekai into the sekai world, and
yeah.
And like I agree with you that they needed to flesh it out better, because I thought it was pretty clever how they brought some characters back from, or not even back, like they just found some characters in the original SAO, and then they explain they explain their background in a way where they could just bring back SAO and the backgrounds and the settings. But I feel like it was kind of shoehorned in as like a fan service way just to get old bosses in, and that final scene that
yeah.
you want to talk about that final scene?
Yeah, because it's literally the whole second half of Alicization like in like 2 minutes. It's literally just fan service after fan service after fan service, and you got to play that badass like coffee, so like that amazing like soundtrack they have. They play it every single time there's something awesome happening. And it's like, it was dead ass just fan service again. Like, they bring back all the classic like outfits. Everyone's here. You get like an Avengers like assemble moment where everyone's just like popping up. Like Yui comes out of nowhere. I think Yui comes out of Leafa's boobs. That's what happens.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, like Leafa flies in, and then Yui just pops out of her tits, just like she's like Papa, I'm here, and I'm like, Okay.
Okay.
And, you know, for some
Literally.
reason Yuki is still like connected to Asuna. I don't know how that they don't have to explain it. It's sort of online. Gives a shit.
Literally,
Just
fan
happens.
service the anime is what I like to call this. Like SAO. It's
Fan
basically
service.
at this point fan service the anime.
At least it rewards you for sticking with the show as long as we have been.
Mm,
And-
Yeah,
Game,
so
I
that
would like
final
to
For like
Yeah.
confirm your
ever since out
thing
like
for-
yeah.
what?
I knew it. The scene with Leafa on the bed. Oh, not
Silica.
Leafa, Silica. Yeah, she
Yes.
was. What did you look up to find that? I don't even want to know. FBI.
Sao Kirito Silica in YouTube.
Oh,
Someone made like a
okay.
whole compilation.
No.
Mm.
Okay.
Continue, Peter.
So following the trend of good SAO projects ever since GGO Alternative to Ordinal Scale comes the first half of Alicization. Now, the first few episodes of Alicization, I was like, yo, this is still pretty bad of SAO, you know? But like after Kirito got stabbed and then they removed the Asuna and then it went into the world of Alicization, I was like, dude, this anime is actually pretty good. We have other characters. Kirito is basically useless. Now he has to train, and we have a training arc again. And then we have Yuji over here, and Asuna isn't in the picture. I I don't know. Like I feel like
Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the key part. Yu-Gi-Oh, right? We finally have a male character in the show that actually works well with Kirito, right? Like he actually has a friend. Oh my god.
oh my
He
god,
doesn't
it's
have like
Job.
No.
he doesn't have
We
like
have
a
a surprise special
Joe's
guest.
Special
it's Job.
guest
Why is
from
It's
Job?
not online at all.
We have a surprise special guest on the line.
Oh wait,
Job
I have to turn on my
Napayan.
background. I'm gonna turn on my background. Actually, no, it's fine. Okay.
Shit.
Hey Job. So
Hey, Job.
don't you just
Oh,
love
Special
SAO, Job?
guest.
Oh yeah. What? No. No.
See, people who don't even watch SAO doesn't like SAO, so like
Job,
Yeah,
would you like
you
to
should.
introduce yourself to the viewers?
My name is Job. Yeah, I watch anime sometimes, but I also
Sometimes.
yeah, I also kind of don't. Not
the
as much as these.
important thing here is that you think SAO is shit.
Yes, that is the important thing.
Straight
and I
into
do.
it.
Hasn't even seen it, so thinks it's bad.
I've seen a few episodes of season 1 and stopped
Oh,
as soon
have
as
you?
it got like really bad. So that's that's the extent of my knowledge of
That's all you
SAO.
need to
When did you
know.
watch it?
It
I
just
watch?
repeats itself. In this
Maybe like 2 years ago.
No, honestly, I think you joined
Okay.
at a good time because we're about to cover Alicization. And once we get to Alicization part 2, I don't know how you're gonna react.
Okay.
First, spoil the
Excited.
entire story.
Alright. So what was I talking about? Yu-Gi-Oh, right? He's actually like a pretty decent character.
Yeah.
Up until like the fucking what's the name? The naked girl's name?
The naked girl's name?
The fucking
They're juniors?
purple haired girl that they fight at the end.
The administrator.
Yeah, her. And
Oh.
up until he literally just starts simping for her, but you know, other than that, he's pretty cool.
Yeah,
There's
that was
actually
really
like
SAO,
a dynamic.
like, you know?
Yeah,
That
at
was-
least there's like a
yeah.
dynamic between Kirito and another like dude, not just another male.
Yeah.
Even though they throw that away in the second half, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah, they
think
actually
Yujiro was
trained,
a great character.
Yeah. So they trained up in you know, and then the rape scene. You gotta
Alright.
have it every season. If you don't, then it's
Of
not
course,
sort of online.
it's trademark.
Yeah, the
Say it.
trademark rape.
Was it okay?
Honestly, there was a lot of like backlash over that rape scene, and like I feel like it was
I would guess
really
so.
overplayed, but it does like
Yeah.
it shows the like hierarchy and like the really disturbing stuff about nobility in those kind of worlds. Like they just abuse power, you know. Though I
Yeah.
it is SAO and they usually go overboard with these kind of things. What do you think? Like, did they go overboard with the rape scene or like was it a good portrayal?
Okay, so this show and Goblin Slayer, they don't have goblins, right? What show had the worst rape scene? Tell me that. Which one had it? The rape scene in the Goblin Slayer. I mean,
yeah.
I haven't watched the show, but like it happens in the first episode, so it kind of just comes out of nowhere.
It's pretty horrific.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't seen it
the
either.
thing is with the rape scene. The thing is the rape scene in this show, right? Is that it? Like what Peter said, it as bad as it sounds, it built upon like it did world building. It like, and it also developed Yu-Gi-Oh's character a little bit more. I mean, you know, any character development's good in the show, for like Sword Online, even if it has to come through rape. But you know,
yeah.
But you know, like
it
all
happened,
forms of
and
rape
it wasn't as
pretty bad. Like
definitely.
even like I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
didn't go all the way into it, right? It was attempted rape, but you know, it's still pretty
Yeah.
bad. Like don't get
Because
me wrong
Yu-Gi-Oh
here. Like I'm
fucked
not
them
an
up.
advocate for
Yeah,
that kind of
for
stuff
real,
anyway.
Did Yu-Gi-Oh like cut off their arms or something, and they're just like bleeding everywhere?
Yeah.
because
Way
it was
over the
so
I think that was a lot more
so
gruesome.
much
Like all the
gore.
blood everywhere.
Yeah, especially the
Sort of-
warning at the beginning of the episode.
There was a
That was the
warning.
first. Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah,
even
there
know there was a warning.
There was a
I don't know how
warning.
I
I
saw it.
remember that.
that was
Yeah.
the first where I said, I was like, what kind of episode am I gonna watch? It has a warning.
Man, wow. For the first time ever. And it like wasn't even like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like Asuna got like tentacle raped. Like, okay.
Nah.
That was okay.
man.
You didn't need a warning
no
there.
Warning. No warning.
No, it just got worse after that. Can we agree? Like it just got worse with the fan service and stuff like all right, so I knew like I had a feeling Alicization was gonna get pretty bad after the last 2 episodes of part 1. Because like Kirito got like his old mantle back, like he was all OP, he got god powers again, and then Yu-Gi-Oh died. I lost all interest in the show. And then
All right, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, this is where for me it started going downhill, was when not Asuna, Alice started getting like turning into like another one of his harem like things. That's when I started losing it, because I was like, okay, Alice could be cool, and then they start climbing the tower together, and then you know, Kirito being Kirito.
Yeah.
Kirito being Kirito, just like a total chick magnet, just starts like attracting for no good reason at all.
Shipping Yu-Gi-Oh and Alice, and then Kirito had to swoop her off her feet.
That's the only reason why he turned down the student, the red-haired girl, is because he was saving his heart for Alice. I felt so bad for her. I was like, come on, you're really gonna do that? Then those two become part of Kirito's harem too, by the way.
Right? Like the apprentices that almost got raped.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, even though you didn't even save me, I'm in love. They're like, fuck no.
And the teacher too, right?
Dead.
Like the mentor.
The teacher, yeah, why? The teacher had like one moment with Kirito, and like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, shit. So the whole final battle thing happened. Whatever. I guess it was cool. I don't really remember any of it other than the fact Geo turned into a fucking sword. And then like the little goblin dude was lit on fire, and then he just like started like molesting the administrator. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then Kirito, yeah, I don't know. And then they beat her or whatever. Yeah, and then Kirito like makes contact with the outside world, and then his brain gets shocked, and he turns into a vegetable. And then
what's pretty weird about that? Like,
part.
I'm pretty sure there's hentai about the goblin thing and the administrator. Like, I'm pretty sure there has to, right?
Why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't there be?
That's a whole new definition of like ugly bastard. It's like midget ugly bastard.
Oh, I hate the guy so much.
Okay. So the second part, right? War of the Underworld. It's just part 1, right? Yeah. There's 2 parts to World of the Underworld. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended with that big battle starting, I think.
Yeah. So okay, I don't even remember.
I think it started like episode 10, I think, when they were starting a big war. So I was pretty hyped about, and then had to cut it.
Oh yeah. When Lifa came, or not Cena.
The first. Yeah, that was the last.
So yeah. So we're moving into Alicization World of the Underworld. War.
Part
war.
2 or part 1?
No, just part 1. Part 1.
Part 1.
No, part 1. We're in part 1.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
part
oh.
one. Okay, okay.
Wait. So it was
No,
like
I just
just
didn't know
no,
when
no.
it ended.
everybody.
Alicization has like isn't Alicization like 3 different seasons?
Wait.
There's like Alicization and then there's Alicization War of the
Wait,
Underworld,
what?
and that was split into
Let
2
me-
parts.
Oh,
No,
oh,
because-
so like okay, yeah, right.
So Alicization, what we just finished covering was when he first gets into the like the underworld, and then like up until he gets brain zapped. Right? That's
Oh.
one whole arc, and then they enter into the War of the Underworld, which is 2 parts. They split into 2
Oh,
parts.
okay. I see. I see
Yeah.
now.
The
Right.
whole first part is when Kirito is just a vegetable, and Alice is like basically just caring for him the whole time.
Yeah.
He says, Yujio. Oh no, the only good character in the show fucking died. Oh no.
Damn it. Of course.
He's a sword now. He died so I could have 2 swords.
Exactly. That's the only reason. Just so you can dual wield
Basically,
again.
like only reason he died.
Oh man,
is to
you
give
got
Kirito
bored
energy.
of you got bored of me using 1 sword? Nah, I'm gonna use 2 now, but you have to die for it to happen. so yeah, it's
Yeah,
so,
like the
so
first
Alice
part.
is
The first part of Underworld was like pretty boring to me. Like I didn't even remember
Yeah,
that
it
they
was a
split
lot of
into 2
setup.
parts.
yeah, it's the first part is so boring. It's like set up. I mean, if you like the other characters, then like go ahead, but like it's a lot of fighting, and then a lot of the characters that I told you I don't care about the other characters. Like any other character besides the main 3 that are in Alicization, like the rest of them that are from the main world, they're not interesting characters. I don't think. Like the dad guy, the guy with the blue hair, whatever, him. I mean, I guess he's cool because he's kind of like a father figure to Alice, but like, other than that, he doesn't really have anything going for him. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he
He didn't
has
really
like the
do
hots for
anything.
the administrator too, right? Like after he died.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I think they had some sort of like thing. I don't remember. Who gives a shit?
And then administrator is like hella old too, right? Like she's like a few hundred years.
think
Or
so.
something.
I mean, but she made herself look young, so
Yeah.
if we use
She's
interspecies,
technically-
No,
It's
interspecies reviewers
Oh my
logic means
God,
her mana is
no.
depleted. Like she has bad mana.
Oh my God, no.
yeah, I know. But then, like, in terms of human years, if Zell were to hit that, and she still looked old as hell, he would probably still hit it. Like he would want to hit it. 'Cause, like,
Definitely, yeah.
humans have a lot of mana or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
but like
even though
only
they're,
if
like,
she
old.
has a lot of mana. Like if she's old, then she doesn't have mana. So Zell wouldn't want to, you know.
I mean, Zell was banging like an 80-year-old woman.
Yeah, but she had like a ton of
like
mana. She
saggy.
was young.
Yeah, so she wasn't young. Young in terms of mana, but like
well,
physically,
Zell
she
was
Oh
like
my
100 and
God.
something, right? Or like something like that. So compared to
okay,
him,
young. Yeah, so
Yeah.
isn't the administrator's like really old then? But
yeah,
who knows? Maybe she restored her mana, but who cares?
yeah, I guess like
why
she has an
talk about
infinite pool of
interspecies?
mana, so like she's the best, best succubus in interspecies or something.
So it was the first part of War of the Underworld. There was a lot of setup. My major gripe, I guess it was, okay, so it was kind of boring. But then my major gripe with the show was the one episode where they focused solely on that one guy with green hair or something. He was just he was just a pussy. And then
Oh
and
yeah,
during the time of that
Night?
episode, they unpussified him. Yeah, they unpussified him, right? So like, what was the purpose of that episode? Because
I don't know, it was so
they
unnecessary.
they developed him, and then he's dead ass. I think after that he has like 2 lines the rest of
Yeah,
the
I don't
season.
see him. I don't see him after
basically
that.
a filler,
There's no
honestly.
point.
Like there was no point.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that was half of that first part was just filler. And I get they started like introducing the villains. Gabriel, my series going on. So yeah, Gabriel, the main
There's
baddie,
you.
right? I feel like he could have. Yeah, it's me. I feel like they could have done a lot more with him, but they just kind of like dumbed him down to just like, oh, he's obsessed with like seeing a
Power.
human soul. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's American. That's like the
Yeah.
that's the main
And he's
Evil
part.
American. Yeah.
That's Sword Online's like motto for yeah. He's American. So like
She's just
like the
American.
other bad guy, the old laughing coffin dude, he's only bad because he wants to kill Japanese people.
What the hell is
Basically,
He hates
yeah.
Japanese people.
Yeah, what is
Some-
this?
Something in his childhood made him just hate Japanese people, so he's just hella racist. That's the only reason why he like hates Japanese people. That's the only reason he went in Sword Art Online. He's like, I don't want to go kill these people, so I'm gonna do that. Even though I know Japanese,
He knows Japanese too.
he has fluent Japanese and he hates Japanese people.
Dude,
Damn.
I honestly thought Gabriel was like pretty annoying as heck. Like his character development just to like get the human soul was like, wait, how does that even make sense? Because like normal people can't really see the
doesn't.
human soul or like, you know, or even feel.
It
I guess
doesn't.
he's like
It's not
special or
supposed to
something.
make sense.
I don't know.
Dude, he's
guess
just
so.
stupid. It's Sword Art Online. We don't know if he's crazy or if that's dead ass what happened.
Didn't he have like a
So-
backstory as a child?
So basically, this is what happened, okay? One day, I don't fucking know why, he was with like this girl in the forest and he like stabbed her through the ear with something. And then basically he
Yeah.
killed her. And then he saw her soul come out of her like body. And ever since he's been chasing the same high ever since.
Yeah.
Basically, that's basically what's been what's happening with him. And that's like the only time they mention his motivation is there. And then for the rest of the show, he's just a bad guy. There's no depth to him. He's just there. He's like, you don't really care about like him. He's just a generic bad dude who's just OP like Kirito, but not as OP as Kirito because you can't have that. Yeah. So he's bland. He's boring. And like the first part of War of the Underworld, they set him up to like kind of be like a dickhead, and he seems kind of intimidating. But then he just kind of loses it as the season goes on, because they don't really expand upon it. It just kind of happens, and then boom. So
Didn't
that's
they
the major
try,
chunk.
Yeah, then they tried developing like those
The
one of
piglins,
those leaders.
the
One of
guy
evil
who
leaders. The guy
the
and
hard
the
skinned
girl.
dude. Yeah,
Uh,
they had
yeah.
a happy ending. I mean, I guess that was cool. It wasn't too forced. It wasn't like taking up the
I
whole
don't know
like
the
season.
other one. Like
The
guy
pig?
and
The pig guy?
No, not the pig.
Oh.
The evil.
Yeah,
one of
the
leaders of
knight, right?
That night guy and the woman. They had like a thing.
Yeah, they did.
I thought it was
Like,
I
kill.
thought it was
head
the
of
night girl and the
Was it a
guy.
One
Wait,
of
wait,
them.
okay. Wait, okay, well, wait.
It was where they tried to kill Gabriel for.
Right, and then like
Oh,
Gabriel's,
yeah,
like,
okay.
her totem was
Yeah.
like,
That just happened. Like he
Was it-
tried she basically was gonna sleep with him, but then like not Game of Thrones, I don't know what I said. Like she tried to kill him, but then didn't, and then she died, right? Or he died.
Yeah, that was like
Didn't they do like a public execute? Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Like they made him look like he was scary, and
Yeah.
then he's just
Yeah,
not
he just-
anymore. I need to turn the
Yeah.
light on. It's dark. Continue. So yeah. So what happened next was Asuna and stuff. They came back. That's
yeah,
how
like
the
pretty
season-
much
Asuna got goddess powers, right? And then she made, I don't know, Grand Canyons and all that. And after like the third or second Grand Canyon, she decided to like, I don't know,
She just
just
died.
not.
She just-
dies. Her head explodes. Like it just
pretty much
implodes.
useless. She can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
she
I
went
don't know. They
aqua
have to. They nerfed her. I don't know why they had to nerf her, but I think what was cool with her introduction was like the second bad dude who's like revealed to be a part of like he used to be the leader of Laughing Coffin.
Yeah.
He like calls her by her old nickname, which is like I get off of that shit when they like refer to the season because they're like actually
yeah.
like there's actually some sort of connection in the show is when they do that kind of stuff. So that was cool. I think the fact that he was old Laughing Coffin is actually really cool because if you know what's so cool is if you watch the first season, that guy actually shows up in one of the episodes, the leader of Laughing Coffin. He shows up and his face looks exactly the same
Yo,
as it does
fan
in
service. The
Alicization.
anime
So
got
they
fan
kept it.
service right.
No
Yeah.
way.
So
Continuity.
at least there's continuity. It's cool. So yeah. So Asuna comes back, creates a Grand Canyon. It was cool for a little bit, and then we get this harem shit that completely ruined all momentum that we
Wait,
had.
so which
thinking
one?
that
Because there
season
was
was
a
gonna be good.
lot of harem shit. All right, like we're
That's
into like
what I
part
mean.
2.
It was
of
like 2
Underworld, right?
episodes. Yeah, no, it's like end of part 1, like near the end, where like Asuna comes back, and then she fights with Alice, and then they have the whole
Oh.
like campfire with Kirito, talk about how much we know him.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there though.
I know,
Keep
but
going.
it's so it's so forced down your throat in that moment that it's like, the fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what else was forced down your throat? Yeah, like in part 2 of Underworld, right? When it was Shinon, right? She came in, and then for some reason she decided to hug Kirito and like pretty much kissed him or something, right? Or like whispered into the side of his cheek or something, right in front of Asuna or something.
and Asuna doesn't care because she knows. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm in Sword Art Online. Kirito
Yeah, right.
Bitches, so I don't care.
Yeah, he just accepts it.
Like she knows at that point because like going back to where we were. Okay, I don't know. My parents are home. Okay, I don't know or whatever. We went back to where we were. Yeah, the whole harem thing. Like every single girl in the show up to that point that was like interested in Kirito comes out, and then they have like a bragging contest. It was so like it was like fan service again, super out of nowhere, and like didn't serve anything to the plot because like the only two characters that mattered in that moment were Alice and Asuna, because like the teacher who gives a shit, the two apprentices, y'all were used for a rape scene, and we don't need you anymure.
Yeah, they were completely useless in guarding Kirito.
Exactly.
I didn't even know they were guarding Kirito.
Yeah, they tried to, and then
they tried. Yeah, and then they got fucked up. Who cares?
Like if you stuck two swords in front of Kirito, that probably would have served better protection than putting the two of them in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were. They were just cannon fodder. Like who gives a shit about them? Yeah. So then we move into Asuna like kicks ass for a little bit, and then Sinon, Daniel's favorite girl, comes.
Hell yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, it's about to get lit. And then that's where the season stops. And you gotta wait. You gotta wait until the next season.
Yeah, and then the next season starts off with like a lot of like fan service, right? And it was fan service that really didn't make sense. Like the Leafa scene.
Yeah, but but like yeah, so at this point in the show, I was like, I've already ranted about Sword Art Online like enough that I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch this season and just not really give a shit, you know, like about how it makes sense, about the writing and stuff of it. So I was just like, if I see fan service stuff, I'm gonna applaud it rather than go, man, this show sucks, because I've already said that so many times that I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy it right at this point. So that was my whole mindset going into
so that comes to like that kind of comes back around to how you're like, yo, this show is so bad, it's good.
Yeah, basically. That's my whole thought of the show at this point. I'm just like, it's like you can't really blame it anymore. I feel like at this point the creators know that people are gonna watch it no matter what at this point. Like they don't, so they don't really have to try. So,
can't expect any more out of it.
Yeah, don't. So you have just don't set your expectations above like above the floor, because that's where it's at now.
Lowered.
So the Leafa scene, that's what's next on the script here.
The Leafa scene.
The Leafa scene.
Too?
All right.
It was it was the first episode
of the part 2.
Was it the first episode? Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
It was the first episode. I remember.
I remember watching it. I was like, I just had that blasting. I was like in my room with doors open, and then when that scene came on, I was like just screaming. Oh shit! Okay.
It was so unnecessary. And what they tried to do the same thing that they did with the last rape scene, where it was like kind of supposed to like move the plot forward a little bit, because like she had the relationship with the pig people, like she was kind of like friends with them, but like you don't have to show through like the rape scene. They could have just like,
that was so unnecessary.
She like easily, because she had god powers too, so she easily could have like fucked up that girl, but she was like, I don't want to hurt people because I'm Leafa and I'm good.
And she eventually did, right? Like she was there, and she was trying to determine whether or not like the person that was attacking her and raping her was bad or not, right? Like
I wonder, I'm getting raped by someone. Maybe I should not kill this person.
Good guy.
I don't know. Good guy. They're a good person.
Like she could have done a whole bunch of things to like avoid it, right? And I don't know. She started to take damage and feel a lot of pain, but like she could heal through all the pain anyway. I don't know. Like it was just dumb plot. There
Yeah.
was like no plot.
Yeah, and it just like, I don't know. It just shows how Sword Art Online just doesn't care about their characters really. They can just do whatever they want with them, no matter what they've done. Like if they're badass or not, just like subject them to a rape scene. Doesn't matter. It's
All
just-
you need is a rape scene.
it's I don't know. It's just like,
And then she
Leafa's
became
character,
useless
like,
after that.
who cares?
Like, yeah, sure, she
Well, she-
defeated the whole army and then protected the pig people, right? But like, I don't know. She didn't serve much of a purpose. She was just another sidekick.
she was there for the flashiness. She was there for the flashiness.
basically.
So like, because everyone had to be there. They needed to have their big Avengers moment,
Yeah,
which
you
is
gotta
what we're getting
get the whole
into.
squad.
Mm-hmm.
Get
So
them going, and then, yeah.
what
And then we
happened
have
after
this
that?
Shinon scene. Like, all right,
The
so
Reaper?
when Shinon went over to fight Gabriel, I thought that was pretty epic. But like, I don't know, she started
That
to
was pretty
lose, and then
Until
Kirito had to protect her twice. What was up with that?
It didn't make any sense. Nothing that happened in that
Got
fight
it.
made any sense. She just summoned a sniper rifle. Like, what?
Right.
as she
I want to
does.
know. I want to know the
As she
coding of
does.
that, like that world. I just want to know what allows like guns to be created out of thin air. Like,
Right.
there's
Like,
probably
why didn't
some
she do
whole
that
wiki
earlier
page.
too? Like,
I don't
she had
know.
a bow and
How-
arrow.
She did more power. She needed more friendship power. She didn't have enough, so she needed more.
Exactly. She needed Kirito to help save her.
Yeah, exactly. She needed her
She can't
husbando
take.
to do
Yeah,
something.
she can't take the spotlight.
Yeah,
So
she,
dumb.
She
And
can't do
then like
anything without
when
Kirito.
Gabriel like revived a second time, I'm like, dude, this guy has like a second account, and it was like even strong. Like it was on par with the God account, right? Like you could just transfer
Yeah.
over God accounts. I guess that's kind of what
I don't know.
I guess that's kind of
Subtilize
what
it.
like Lifa and Asuna did, right? Like they just transferred over their original accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was-
but
Yeah, right.
Wasn't that Gabriel's third time?
I'm pretty sure it was just the
Reviving?
second time.
Was it?
It was like
I know
his,
I'm pretty
I know
sure
he
he
does it
revived.
once.
I killed one time before, and then that was his second, and then killed by Kirito, and then that was his third.
he went in a
I don't
third time.
remember.
I don't remember him being
Pretty
in a
sure.
third
I
time.
remember him talking with. I don't know.
Well, he could have. It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, it
because
really
he
doesn't
keeps
because the
giving him
point
God
is
accounts.
Kirito's a badass and killed him like however many times was
No
needed.
matter, yeah.
So, the whole plot of the second part was basically that they flooded the servers with a bunch of like human players because they're like, oh, I just want to play a game where I can kill people.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's a gamer, the gamer mentality. Yeah. So that's where all of because you need to have a big army thing for like a big showdown because it is war after all. So you need to have a bunch of people. At least they tried to come up with a reason, I guess. I don't know. But then they started to rebel, and then the laughing coffin dude was like, no, bitch, for some reason I have the power to tell you what to do. So
Yeah.
You know what
so
was
they
funny
do that.
about like
Asuna
those
kind of fucks him up for a bit, but then
like you know what was funny
What?
about those like
The what?
incoming players that came in, like especially the English speakers. Like
Oh my God.
you had
horrible English. We have to kill.
it was such bad. Like for a production as high as SAO, like you can't argue that A1 Studios does a pretty good job at animation and just sound design and all of that. But then when you come to the voice acting of especially like the army that was there, that was the like the worst like English I've ever heard.
English.
For real.
And then they
What-
replayed
what are
the
you doing,
same
man?
track like with other people. Like you had 10 guys that sounded exactly the same.
Probably just the same guy.
Just
Same
budget
two
cuts,
people
budget
just-
cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to
So-
save the budget for like the
know.
scene where Kirito, comes out of his coma, which was pretty epic, honestly. It was a pretty cool scene.
That was true. That was true.
Before we get to that though, I want to talk about
It was two.
the characters from Ordinal Scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
that popped up.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point?
There was
Yeah,
no. I don't even remember.
They
them.
did nothing, right? Like
They showed up. He immediately got bodied.
Yeah. He did something, and then he was like immediately back, just like I don't know.
Yeah, and I said this when I watched it because you guys hadn't seen Orno Scale before then. But like that guy was like on the same power level as Kirito. Like
Basically, yeah. He was basically
So,
another
like, it made
Kirito,
no
or
sense.
at least an Asuna. At least another Asuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got bodied. And he was even being super buffed by his AI sister, which for some reason still exists.
Oh, that was his sister.
Well,
I thought it was like a lover.
no, it was a friend. It was a friend.
Friend.
Yeah.
Friend.
No.
Friend.
Keep
The
forgetting.
idol friend, the idol singer. They just powered
Yeah.
people up.
Oh, I wanted to say this earlier about them, right? When we were in Orno Scale, but I forgot. I like that they always like they mention those two characters because like it's nice to see like what other people's lives were like in Sword Art Online, other than
Right.
like the main two characters, right?
Yeah.
Because like you know, you got to think about it. If you get trapped in a video game, like there's gonna be more than like one story. There's not gonna just be like that one person trying to like clear the game, like that. You know what we followed. So it's cool to see some like a little calmer, like, you know, a little girl in Sword Art Online who just wanted to play music to people, and then she gets killed.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, like Klein wasn't even
So, yeah.
a side character. He was like even below a side character. He showed up for like not even 5 episodes or something, right? Like
What did he do? What did he do?
what did he do?
I don't know. He said "Gambate Asuna." That's all he said, and you know,
like
whatever.
he had an army basically. Like how did he get an army? Like he had his own full-fledged guild.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
basically.
remember.
He's got like, okay, so he had the guild Sword Art Online, and they've been like with him like the whole show, but they're like,
All the way until
There's
like
nothing. He
Orno
literally has a
scale as
posse.
well.
yeah, he had them in Orno Scale. It's so convenient that everyone lives so
Oh.
near each other.
Okay, I think I remember. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Kirito comes back. Pretty cool. Yeah, he fucks up the laughing coffin guy and turns him into
Thank
a tree.
God.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
right?
was funny.
Which affects real world
Tree.
like stuff too. Like that guy got wrinkly. Like he got old.
Yo, that no, I love the fact they turned him into a tree because it's like so BM. He's like, if you kill me, I'm just gonna come back. And I'm like, okay, I'll just turn you into a tree then.
A tree. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're stuck here for the rest of your life until you like. Oh wait, okay,
Someone
yeah.
talks you
So
down.
you gotta think about it. Kirito's killed like multiple human beings, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
He killed the red-haired girl in the first season. He killed the tried to kill him in the second in the first season as well. And then technically he just murdered like 2 Americans. Like shouldn't he be
Pretty
held
much,
accountable
yeah.
for this stuff?
Uh,
like actually a murderer.
Kirito.
see,
He's
SAO doesn't get
Kirito.
anything like right, so I wouldn't expect them to get politics right either. Because,
Just
like,
imagine being Kirito. You haven't even
if-
graduated high school and you've already like.
If you think
killed
about
4
this, like
people.
with the nerve gear, right? Like if people were stuck in the nerve gear for like 2 years, what sense does it make to develop a different headset gear that allowed you to go mentally into a game like right after that, and to develop games based off of SAO, mind you? Like all the other games came from the seed, right? That was based off of SAO. Like what sense does that make? Like, oh yeah, this guy
Yeah,
was stuck for
I-
2 years. Let's just try another game.
I'm actually thinking about that right now. Like they released like a new version of the nerve gear like pretty soon after the first
Yeah.
nerve gear. Like who the hell would have wanted to buy that? Like, you know, shit tons of people died.
Yeah, can you
Normal
imagine the
people.
Switch
I know.
just killing people, and then Nintendo comes out with a new console, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's awesome.
I smashed
I get
6.
to die? Oh shit. You want to sign up?
Yeah. All right, we're still on Kirito. Oh yeah.
Still
Of
in
course we are.
where are we at?
So like then he like picks up Asuna and then he's like, yo, let's go find Alice. Oh yeah, by the way, the dad guy died. I guess
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
sad.
right. Yeah,
The blue
and then he had like a mental
Oh,
Mercury?
administrator.
Mercury, something like that.
I think his name was Berkeley. I don't remember. Yeah,
Berkeley.
he's dead. Asuna, yeah, now Alice is trying to save her dragons. Yeah. He's like, go, leave. And then when they come back,
Come back.
and then they get like, they get bodied, except they don't because Kirito has like god magic. Wait, why does Kirito have god magic all of a sudden? He never had a god account.
I think it was
So you can just, like,
after
de-age.
after the first half of Alicization, like in the administrator room.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure. Because he was technically as strong as the administrator at that point. I think so.
Yeah, he did just
Yes,
crazy
yeah.
stuff. So, yeah.
Can we talk about
So
how
he fucks up
Kirito is
Gabriel?
always in a coma?
Is
Like,
he?
well, basically, season 1 of Sword Art Online, like that whole time was technically a coma, and then he got out of it, and then he got stabbed and technically into another coma in Alicization. And then after
Yep.
the first half of Alicization, he goes into a deeper coma, technically brain dead at that point.
Isn't the whole like Alicization coma really only lasts like a few days? Not even.
Yeah, but it's like a few
Right.
years
I don't know
in
what time
I think
Alicization,
so.
right?
There's a few. Or in that.
Yeah, but his physical body isn't gonna feel that, right?
I don't
Like
know.
he's gonna
man.
wake up
Like,
and
I
be
feel
like
physical
have
bodies
to wake
are
up after a dream.
like if the
Oh.
physical form isn't affected somehow, then how did the guy turn into like a tree stump in the real world? Like he was wrinkly, like the one guy that turned into a tree.
Because it's Sword Art Online. Doesn't have to make sense.
It just happens, you know.
Like that's been your saying for like the past few months, and it's totally reasonable. Like, and I love it. Like it's just
Because
Sword
it's
Art Online.
SAO.
What do you expect? You can expect logic.
Yeah. Don't
Can't
expect anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You wrote here, Asuna makes Aqua a useful god.
Yeah, comparatively.
Okay.
Yes. Compared to what she did.
She really didn't do anything. Yeah, you're right. She gets like
Basically.
bodied too. Like
Yeah,
she's like
she
losing
does.
against a bunch of like imagine like you're like an MMO, right? You're like level like 100, and then you go to the starting area and get swarmed by like a bunch of level 1 goons. You should be able to murk them, right?
Yeah.
Why is she dying?
Because she
ran
made a
out of
few Grand
power.
Canyons and decided to go brain dead.
She had just
Oh,
hired
no.
her. She's done. She did her job.
Yeah, that was her job. Make a few holes in the game, and that's it.
That's it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're basically like elementals, right? Like Leafa, some earth or like some healing element, like green grass, and then I don't know, man. Like it's it doesn't make sense. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Fan service this season. It was great. Very flashy. It was fun to watch at least. I gotta
Yeah,
be
like
serious.
that final the episode before the final episode was pretty cool.
What was that? That was the when Alice was in the real world.
No, that was the final episode. Like no,
Oh,
yeah,
that was the-
I'm talking about like the
Wait.
final fight, and then like it's basically ordinal scale, right? Like that final fight, or like it was basically like Kirito goes all god mode, and then he's slashing it up, you know, even with like half his body, and like I think he's missing an arm or something. He's still like overpowered as heck and kills Gabriel with like dual like Starburst stream, you know, like
with everyone, Yu-Gi-Oh, with everyone. Then you got the power of friendship. Oh yeah, pretty much.
yeah, the power of
Fairy
friendship.
Tail episode.
Dude, the power of friendship
Pretty
in
much,
this anime makes Fairy Tail looks like ridiculously stupid.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying it's not.
You just gotta have the whole school coming back, you know. Gotta have continuity.
And then yeah, right. Like
Dewey back.
the final episode of Alicization, what was up with the box? Why was Alice naked?
Bro, we gotta rant about that box. There's so many questions about that box. Like,
So many questions. Like, all right,
Who?
one, right?
who shipped it?
Yeah, who shipped it? Right?
Who
And-
shipped it? Yeah.
Who taped it? Who taped the box? like you have to think about this, that Alice got naked, got into the box. Someone had to seal up the box and tape it. Someone had to be there to help Alex into the box and ship
I
it.
don't know who.
I don't know who.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! From
Yeah,
the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dream World,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
you know, because that's where he exists now.
The other thing with Alice is that wasn't the whole point was to get her original memories back? That never happened.
Yeah, it didn't.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't matter.
Pothole.
Because Yu-Gi-Oh's dead.
Yeah,
The only
Yuji's
memories
dead.
that
She
she
doesn't need
were
her
worth
memory,
having
Yu-Gi-Oh.
was Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh's dead. So who cares about Yu-Gi-Oh?
of course.
Mhm.
Why does Alice need to fall in love with Kirito?
I don't know, man.
Let's talk about that.
She's a part of the harem now. That's why. And it's her
Yeah,
last.
Calls
It was so awkward.
his dad.
It was
She
so
says
awkward.
dad.
Yeah, right. Like, oh my god. Like,
What the hell?
how do you introduce a robot to your family? Yeah, mom and
Here's this
dad.
robot
This
I've
is
known for
Alice.
like
Alice,
the
no.
last. I spent the last like 5 years with this girl. In like
Mhm.
game time though.
Yeah.
It's only been like a few days for you guys, but then Kirito's parents are like, "You better go to college," and then he's like, "I don't want to go to college. I'm gonna go to college." I forgot what he said, but he basically they said like go to university. He said, "I don't want to go to university. I want to like do something that's basically university." I forgot what he
Yeah.
said.
And then the
So,
parents were like okay
that
with
happened.
it, right? Like they just immediately changed their mind.
Yeah, he just accepts it. Accept
Yeah.
everything with Kirito.
I mean, your son is basically like a real life superhero, so you can't really do anything about that at this point.
Mm. And it's
Yeah,
true.
right.
So,
Well, I don't know. He technically saved like a bunch of people in Sword Art Online, and then he saved like a whole country technically with Alicization. But yeah, no, like I guess he
Yeah.
is technically the real world superhero.
yeah, I mean, everyone knows about him. He's kind of a badass.
Yeah, except
In,
no
like,
one
his
knew
own
about
universe.
him. Like when the whole crowd was trying to kill them, right? In Alicization, I expected everybody to know Kirito by
Oh.
face already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is
Kirito.
true. Like every gamer should know about Kirito. Why do they not question the fact that they were like murdering his friends?
Nah, they're Americans. That's why.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they're
Americans.
Americans. And they're stupid. They're stupid Americans.
Stupid
Only
Americans.
reason.
They're following a man who just wants
It
to kill
wasn't just
Japanese
Americans
people.
too. Like there was a bunch of people from South Korea and China. Like
Oh yeah. I
you would
forgot
expect,
about that.
like given the amount of weebs in this world, you would expect a bunch of people to know at least who Kirito was, especially if they saved a bunch of people from dying.
Mhm.
So I think it's about time to get up to the final scene of Sword Art Online. This is the best
Yeah,
scene I have ever seen.
Fuck did we
Fuck
watch?
this.
What the fuck?
Dude,
Nah.
that was a trip,
No, we
man.
can't.
That scene was
Bro.
a trip.
Oh my god, like this last no. It's pretty much Darling in the Franks, part 2.
Basically,
Yeah, I heard Darling in
Oh
the
my
Franks
God.
had like a really stupid like
It's
had like a
the
really like world.
weirdest. Yeah, it's the weirdest ending.
Like-
it was sort of a happy one, but like
I don't even know
Is
where
it
to
weird?
start.
it's so
Like,
weird.
I guess the best place to start is why were they in space when they came in? Like,
That's the big question.
because
I don't know.
apparently the planet like moved, so their spawn point was set in the middle of space.
how does that
Pretty
make
much.
sense though? Like, if you make a new
I don't know.
without god powers, you're gonna be in space and suffocating.
It's like
Mm,
picture this: you're in Minecraft, right? You have your spawn set on a bed, and then like all the blocks in the world like shift to like the right, like 100 blocks. Your spawn point's not gonna be on that bed anymore. It's just gonna be where it was. So like
mhm.
somehow through magic or science, the planet they were on moved, didn't orbit around the sun or whatever. It literally just translated,
Or it's just gone.
Wouldn't that
or it's
still
just gone.
apply
They
to
created
like?
a whole new.
Wouldn't that apply to like everyone else who spawned in, during the war arc? Like because wasn't the spawn point originally by
Maybe it
the
was a
village?
targeted spawn.
Huh?
Maybe it was a targeted spawn. Like they programmed where they would spawn in. It's sort of online. I'm
Yeah,
sure
and then they
that-
wanted
that-
to spawn in space. They were
like,
like,
what's his
yeah,
name?
let's pick
Space.
space.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden,
Either way, they ended up in space.
the city or like the population based around magic, right, started to develop science, and then they got into space in rocket ships.
Well,
Wait,
maybe their
how?
magic just wasn't like with your magic. Could you create like Could you fly around like a spaceship and like bomb shit? Probably not. I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
not.
like
I
you,
don't know.
I guess you can't explore space with dragons. I guess, but like,
That'd be so much cooler though. Imagine you put like jet engines on a dragon.
Imagine.
That'd be so much cooler than like a rocket ship. Yeah. So like it's so funny like how like it like that last episode was like kind of rushed like the last 2 minutes. They literally defeat like a dark god. They just spawn in and then just like nuke a
You see
god.
their abilities and then just
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know what that thing was. I
And then
was
Yu-Gi-Oh
I
pops
was
up
pretty
again.
focused on like the apprentices because
Yeah.
those were definitely the apprentices.
the apprentices too.
I don't think they were actually impressed. They had different names. I
It's
think they
either
were
them
just
or
like
they're like their
did they?
like ancestors.
yeah, they're great grands. They didn't have the same names, I'm pretty sure. They just had like the same hair colors and
The same
they had,
character
like,
designs.
yeah, they were like yeah, so they were
Yeah.
probably there's probably some weird shit going on. Shit that we don't really care about.
Some ancestral
I will
stuff to
return.
keep appearances the same.
If you want to know what
Of
happens
course.
next, you have to read the light novel
Oh,
because
does
they're
it
not
continue off
animating
of
that
that?
next.
Does it really continue off
Yeah,
of
it
that?
does.
There's something after
I
that?
think so. Yeah, there is more. There's more.
What
There's
possibly.
I think it's like Alice and Kirito's like journeys in Gun Gale Online or something. I don't know.
What?
Why go back to Gunya?
Because
What?
because they did set up more stuff with the Kirito copy. So, you know,
What
there's
the
probably
hell?
gonna be more. There's
Yeah, like
definitely gonna be
Kirito
more, but they're
copy
not gonna
is gonna be
animate
like
it
the
now.
last like
The
antagonist.
final boss. Can God defeat God? That's basically what that
We
is.
shall see. Kirito
Yeah.
versus Kirito.
The Kirito copy has 200
and-
years of experience on him, man.
Exactly. But and has a power of friendship. I was gonna say he doesn't have that, but he has the power of love because he technically went through that with Asuna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
with the power of God and anime on his side.
none of
He
that
basically
shit
is God
matters.
and anime at this point.
He is God and anime.
Yeah. None of it matters though because it's not getting animated yet because we're getting SAO progressive.
Yeah, dude, I hope that
Let's
that show
go.
is actually
Let's
pretty
stop it.
good. I hope that's good
I hope so.
because like the
might be,
first season
I
was
don't
good
know.
for me. That's all nostalgia right there.
True.
That is all nostalgia.
When
That's
did it come
where-
out again? Like 8 years ago?
I don't
Something
know.
like
8
They-
years. Let me check.
Oh, like the original season.
yeah.
No, the original light novel came out like early 2000, I think.
Oh damn. Yeah,
So
2012.
yeah, when did the light novel come out?
Light
it was
novel.
probably like the original SAO light novel. I know it was like a long ass time ago, like more than 12 years ago.
Let me see.
It was like 2007 or 8 or something. I don't know. Earlier than that.
Publishing the novels on April 10th, 2009.
Okay, I was wrong, but I was pretty close.
It's still pretty old.
Yeah, it is old. I thought it was older than that, but either way, progressive. I hear the minimal stuff I've heard about it is they develop the characters more. They go floor by floor, so you're not gonna be skipping the 475 in like 4 episodes and then
Thank God.
leaving the game. So some more character development. There are different characters. There's new characters, and apparently they're like fleshed out more. There's more
Hope so.
Asuna. There's like 50-50 split
Mhm.
between their screen time. So that's cool. From what we saw from the mini teaser trailer, it looks like they're gonna show how Asuna went into the game. Because I know like it doesn't make sense for someone like Asuna to be playing video games. So
Yeah, she's not the type.
because she was from like a rich family or something. I think that was her whole like reason she went into that game was because she was like
Rebellious.
her family was
was
yeah
rich,
she was
she
like
had
I'm gonna
the
play
money.
video games. That's what she said.
And then she became
My
like
family
the
went
second
to this.
strongest person in SAO.
Because she's an anime waifu and she's got to do something.
It's true.
Yeah.
When does Progressive come out again?
Oh, I don't even know.
They had like I'm looking it up. I think they had something. Sword Art Online.
Progressive.
No. Aggressive. There's a mini teaser trailer. I don't see anything.
Probably
All right, either way.
2021.
Yeah, either way it's come out, which is pretty cool. I don't know. It's sort of online at this point. I'm just like, whatever. Whatever happens, happens.
honestly, I feel no hype for it.
Yeah.
Unlike Attack on Titan. When is that coming out? When is it?
December
Like,
something.
yeah,
December 12th.
December
So,
12th?
I don't know.
Exam
But it
week,
might.
guys.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't get delayed. There's been a lot of stuff talking about how it might get delayed.
I think
We'll
Studio
see, though.
Mappa is actually going to do pretty good with it.
I hope so.
Like,
better.
I'm pretty sure you guys aren't watching Jujutsu Kaisen right now, but Studio Mappa is doing such a good job with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, it's so beautiful. Animation wise,
heard
I'm
it's
not
good.
sure about comparative manga story wise, but animation wise,
Yeah. Well, I don't think you the story for Attack on Titan for where it is. I'm excited to see it. Because
you're gonna stream it, Peter.
yeah, we're gonna watch it together because I know what happens and I want to relive it, but I want to hear you guys talk about it. It's gonna be cool. The first few episodes might be a little slow, but I think after episode 3 it might start picking up.
I kind of spoiled myself here and there
insane.
about it.
Yeah, I know what happens.
Some,
New chapter comes out in like 2 weeks.
Somewhat got spoiled, but it's whatever.
Fun stuff. I'm excited
Let's get
to see it. Like, I don't really care if it's animated poorly. I mean, I kind of will, but it's okay. It doesn't
If it
matter.
gets animated poorly, everyone's gonna fucking.
So, do we have a
Yeah,
final
it's
consensus on SAO as a whole?
All right, this is something I saw in a TikTok that I want to say that perfectly sums up the show, right? Sword Art Online isn't a bad show. It's just a very poorly written show.
That is true.
Take it as you will. So it won't vibe with you, but like you can, like, it's not right. Like, there's stuff worse than it, right? There definitely is. Like, I would watch Sword Art Online over like Interspecies.
I don't know, man. The plot of Interspecies
compare.
kind of makes SAO look like dog shit.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like an anime I wouldn't watch that I would watch Sword Art Online over.
Like Umaru.
I don't know, probably just some like, I don't know, just some like generic
Darling in the Franxx.
Some generic like like a generic shonen isekai that's just forgettable after it comes out, you know?
Like anything that has to do with
Online,
smartphones.
I don't know, because at least Sword Art Online has some sort of like uniqueness to it. It's not like 100% just
Kirito.
Yeah,
It's basically all it is.
I think Kirito started the trend. Kirito started the black-haired isekai protagonist trend.
Oh my god, he started.
Like, everyone is based off of Kirito now. I mean, it might not be true, but like that's what everyone sees it as. So Kirito kind of paved the way for like black-haired protagonist, generic, yeah. So like, you know, at least Sword Art Online in some way at least started like it's a first of its kind in a way. You know, it didn't copy anything. Everything's kind of copying it. If you
the one anime that everybody likes to shit on or like love to death.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sword Art Online, like, my opinion of Sword Art Online, it's not a good show by a long shot, but it's also not the worst thing in the world that a lot of people make it out to seem. Like, it's complete trash that is unwatchable. Because it's really not. Like, you can watch it and get some sort of entertainment out of it. Like,
It's
you're not gonna be sitting there
overratedly
bored after-
underrated.
Yeah, right. I feel like if Sword Art Online wasn't like as popular as it is, people wouldn't shit on it. Like, because like, no.
True.
I don't think I will watch it. Honestly, I
Yeah,
think
you
I'm just
probably
watching it for the
won't watch it, but
memes
then
at this point.
People that would watch it though, they would actually enjoy it. And the people who don't like it, they just be like, oh, I didn't really like it. They wouldn't be like, fucking shit ass show.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
If you like this show, you suck.
You have a point there.
If it came out today, would you watch it?
Probably not.
It would not.
Like, by my taste now, definitely not. Like, you know what I'm all about, right? Like, I saw that freaking like that Yuri anime
stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, okay, not because it was Yuri, but because I see like the slice of life romance, nicely animated type show, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm liking those. Yeah,
like romance, like dramas. Those are my kinds of shows now. Like the stuff, because I want to fucking like feel something watching an anime again. It's
That's a
just
mood. That's a mood.
so long. Like I've watched all the sad stuff already. I feel like I've exhausted the supply. I can't find anything that will make me feel the same way
Oh
as
no,
like
man,
Your Lie in
Usagi
April,
drop.
Anohana,
Telling you.
Clannad.
Watch that Usagi drop.
Okay. I'll get on
One
that.
day,
This is
Peter.
whatever I
One
get.
day.
I'll get to it eventually.
Daniel,
so,
we have
yeah.
something to like. We have final thoughts on SAO.
Yeah, something what Gabe says, just poorly written. Like, you just take SAO and like what the show's about. It's not too bad. Like, it's about like isekai sort of, like in the gaming world. So it's pretty cool. Like, back in the day, you would just be like fantasizing all about that and like just like dreaming of being like of like SAO
Isekai.
being an actual thing.
Yeah.
Isekai, okay, yeah, like you would want SAO to be like a real thing, so you can like jump in a world and just like lose yourself in it. But then they just like butcher the show. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
It's
that's
a
still-
poorly executed show. That's the
Yeah,
you
That's
have all
still
the
a
settings
dream, though.
there.
yeah.
It's still a dream to
Yeah.
like get in like a fully immersed virtual game. You know, like people are still working on
Getting
that.
close, I guess.
Yeah,
they're
with
working on it.
Neuralink, Elon Musk.
Elon
He's
Musk.
the
Elon Musk.
next-
Oh,
next Akihiko.
yeah. We're all got to face him as the final boss.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
Job, we have a
okay.
final consensus on SAO. I don't know if
Is he
he's
even
still
here?
Um, Job.
He's got nothing to say.
That's his opinion.
That's his
I-
opinion. He just has nothing to say.
I guess not. All right, so I
That's
guess I'll wrap it up.
speechless.
SEO is trash, but it's just because it has poorly written stuff, and the animation is pretty okay, and it's basically a fan service anime with Kirito as a badass and a lot of harem.
Non-existent characters. None of them are memorable.
Yet none of them are.
None.
All right,
none of
and
them
we
have
have
anything going for
been
them.
Anime Antagonists. We will see you later.